My babe. Move on now. And they are telling me to cover this beauty. Hey, no. I can't do that. So even God created me in his own image. I need to decorate this body well. Look at this picture. I said, okay, let me listen to my boyfriend. I know you like it because of my new hairstyle. Fine girl. Yeah, I love this one. One post. I love it. And this good for my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I can't wait till I'll have many likes. They don't know what they are missing me. Hey, show what God has created me. See, I want to show it. I can't cover this. All this beauty should be covered. No. How did this thing get in? Jesus! How did it get into my house?
Daughter, I came in peace. I'm here just because of you. I want us to talk. Just you. You see this cup? Just hold it. What is this?
That's water.
Water.
Yes.
This water signifies the purity of your conscience. The human conscience.
How can water be your conscience?
Can I have your cup? Please, the cup here. Now watch this. This signifies when man was given conscience from the beginning. What color is this?
Yellow.
This is yellow. What color is this? This is brown. And this is blue. Now watch this. This yellow, as you mentioned, signifies civilization. And this brown signifies culture. And let's say this signifies tradition. Now watch this. I believe you are so nervous and confused. But my peace I give to you. Watch this. I just took you to my science lab. I told you this signifies what? Civilization. And this one signifies culture. The culture of men. Watch this. And then this signifies tradition of men. Watch this. Daughter, what do you think happened to this what?
Color.
It has changed color into what? That's a dark color, a mixture. You don't know the exact color to call this, am I right? Daughter, I just took you to my science lab and I want to teach you a mystery. Water, like I said from the beginning, is symbolic of the human conscience. But when this yellow, which signifies civilization, came, into reality, everything changed. Civilization is the human effort to rediscover himself and to see how to fulfill his destiny here on earth. But with the coming in of what they call civilization, they did a lot of damage to their conscience in that effort. Civilization gave birth to culture and tradition, which signifies the way of life of humanity. Daughter, what I'm here to teach you is this. The human conscience, which is supposed to be the guiding light to all human behavior and discovery, was darkened. And with this mystery explains why the world of man ever since the fall and after have revolved in lawlessness, iniquity, wickedness, and into this your time, we are seeing such wickedness and lawlessness in their most unprecedented levels. When man puts culture and tradition as a standard for his guiding light instead of my conscience, that divine part of me, my voice that I left in man even after the fall, if the conscience is marginalized or set aside, I'm here to tell you it is the reason for the confusion, and I emphasize the lawlessness and the iniquity that has gone on in your time. Daughter, I'm here to demystify the confusion or the mystery of iniquity that is playing, especially in my body. I'm here to tell you what has happened to the moral conscience of the church. My daughter, your generation is darkened in conscience that they now have more preachers with a secular mindset and worldly opinion behind my holy altar like never in the history of the church. Some pastors and prophets of mine, so to say, who are bold to send out their females to evangelize in sensual outfits like you just did a few days ago. These pastors and prophets and what you call it are businessmen and comedians in my sight. The secular mindsets and opinions by which the corporate world and the world of sensual, immoral entertainments, the clubhouses manage their business, is the same mindset, daughter, now in vogue in managing churches raised in my name. I am here to tell you why those ghetto boys and street folks attacked and mocked at you a few days ago in your evangelistic assignments for me.
How did you do it?
I was there. I saw the embarrassment those ghetto guys and street folks showered on you. Your seductive and lust-provoking appearances were a misrepresentation of my purity, and so constituted a stumbling block on the consciences of those you claim you went to save. Instead of saving, you went to slay them with your sensual outfits. Hence their embarrassing approach to you. Should the sinner, daughter, have a better conscience than you, who claim to have found grace? You have been taught that doctrine of grace that is devoid of truth. Listen, daughter, I brought grace and truth, not just grace. The doctrine of grace without my truth will leave your conscience dead. That is what has happened to you. Grace devoid of the whole truth will teach you sensuality for spirituality, a form of godliness that is all about self-centeredness and not about what impact you make on your world through your appearance. My church now depends on seduction instead of unction for soul winning and evangelism. They lost their moral conscience, just like you have done? Should my grace nullify the moral conscience of my people? Should the fallible theology replace moral conscience? Should culture and tradition take the preeminence over your moral conscience? If your pastors have gone beyond burying their face or their head in fallible theology to questioning the spirit behind culture and tradition before making anything their standard and teaching you to do so, they would have known the real difference between the culture of the Jewish dressing and that of the Gentiles. They would have known that the Jewish culture of dressing was inspired by myself, my wisdom, and I took care of the moral conscience therein. The religious culture of the Jews is devoid of sensuality of any form, because I was and I am still the spirit behind it. If they had considered that, they would have seen clearly to discern the two different spirit entities behind the two forms of culture in dressing. Daughter, I wish your bishop will know from my word that there is the secular culture of dressing, especially for the feminine body, outfits which are designed to promote sensuality by exposing the sensitive cleavages of their bodies in promotion of the immoral agenda of the prince of darkness, who inevitably is behind it all. The so-called female trouser or pants is one of such sensual outfits, and the world of prostitutes know this so well. I wonder why your pastors have refused to know this. Your pastors have sold to the church as the standard in your time sensual dressing, sensual outfits in the name of culture. Hence, the moral conscience of my church and people is under satanic attack. Haven't you read 1 Corinthians chapter 3, 16 down to 18? Where I say that, don't you know that your body is my temple, the temple of my spirit, and that whosoever shall defile this body, I will destroy. How do you defile the body? It's not just about fornication. It's not just about telling of lies. It's not just about what comes out of your mouth. It's about what you use your body to do. Daughter, look on this screen. You know this man of God? Right. Listen to him.
In those days, when a Christian brother or sister passed, there is something you felt and there is something you saw. The atmosphere they carried and the comportment of their body did not make you ask whether they were born again. Born again was written on them. In those days, you couldn't look at a Christian sister and the first thing that came to your mind was lust. Impossible. The appearance was not lustful. It wasn't lust provoking. It wasn't lust appealing. It wasn't seductive, suggestive at all. But today the opposite is the case. There are some who will come out to dance and brother have to look away because the buttock is in advertisement, chest is being advertised. How is it that we are not concerned about what God feels and what the world feels? How can you say you are a true worshiper, a God glorifier? Somebody was interested in coming to know God and he saw the way you are looking, and he said, if this is how they look in church, then I don't need to go at all. You will give account of that soul. Every time you appear, you are communicating something. You may not commit immorality for life, but you made people commit immorality by looking at you and by spreading the spirit of seduction. You follow them to hell.
Now watch this one too.
You see girls coming to church, they say they are bridesmaids, they are cutting pleats here. I will drive them. Oh, the last one is the last one I saw. May I not come to a wedding and see? I will drive all of your train outside the church. Half clothes, breasts jingling, breasts almost falling out. Do not be conformed to the world, but be transformed. See Christian girls shaking their buttocks in weddings, doing nonsense. So what are you going to tell them to change to what? To be what? You dress like us, you talk like us. Your wig and your lashes are like us. What is different between me and you? Your nails are almost choking my eyes. What are you talking? Your eyelashes are like the devil. Like the lady said, it's like fan in the whole world. What are we talking about? Everybody is a model. No modeling Jesus. Modeling self and carnality and emptiness. Those bridesmaids, all that singing, that they will come and the dress is already short, or then they will bring it up. And then they will start twerking their buttocks and talking. They will go and stand beside a man put their buttocks against the man's whatever, and they are dancing, and they finish, they go and pray in tongues. It does not grieve their hearts. We have fallen a great fall. We have fallen a great fall. Praying in tongues has become a license for every nonsense.
Daughter, I have very few of these kind of ministers in your generation who care about the moral conscience of the church. This is the distinction your bishops have failed to make. I heard them in those arguments in their defense for sensuality, where they make reference to Moses in gown, Aaron in gown, Miriam, all of them in gowns. Oh yes, that was true. And for that reason, they jump out of that and they just allow my church to submit to the Gentile culture and tradition when it comes to dressing. This is very unfortunate. They have failed to realize that Aaron in skirts and gowns, Moses in skirts and gowns, and the females, they never exhibited any form of sensuality in their outfits because I was behind it. This is what your pastors have failed to discover. They have betrayed the body that I bought with my precious blood. I bought with a great cost, and I've handed it over to the Prince of Darkness to decorate you people to his taste and to the misrepresentation of my values and my standards and my taste. Daughter, and when it comes to the way you package your body in terms of what they call makeup, your preachers have lost their discernment. To this hypocritical priesthood, my late prophet A.W. Tozer once wrote, if a church forsakes her values to take on the culture of the world, the church is no longer following the Bible, but the lost. Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. I did not state or give any specific dress code for females and males, as some try or attempt to put it. I left that for Adam to decide. And Adam had to decide that by the purity of the moral conscience. If moral conscience should guide man according to my voice, you will discover, and your generation will discover, that I love distinction. And at the end of the day, whatever man decides that it becomes his dress code must at least take care of the moral conscience. It must not be suggestive. It must not weaken anybody. That is why in the New Testament I said again that if a man will look at a woman to lust after her, that man has committed adultery with her in his heart. I said that to wake up the moral conscience of man that was going very dim. I believe by this I came to restore your conscience. Daughter, repent, repent, repent. I leave you with my peace.
Listen.